Hi, everyone. My name is Alison Lively, and welcome to Embracing the Seasons of Life presentation. I'm a certified health coach specializing in older adult nutrition and natural health education. I'm also the co-creator of the Best Years Group, which is an online wellness platform that's mission is to inspire and support optimal well-being as we age. I'll tell you a little bit more about the Best Years Group at the end of the presentation, but for now, I want to take you on a journey that spans the 4 seasons of our lives. I've spent my 15-year-long career working with all age groups, and over time, it became clear to me that we have distinctly different needs as we age. Yet the information around how to live a healthy life, it seems to come to an abrupt halt just north of midlife. I found myself coaching a 65-year-old the same way I was coaching a 30-year-old. And really, we were not getting where we needed to go. So my mission was clear. And a few years ago, I embarked on a pursuit of understanding aging. I mean really understanding aging. And the more I studied and the more I looked out in the world, I came to understand that the modern Western culture doesn't have a very empowered viewpoint when it comes to aging. Okay, that's putting it pretty lightly. We have a downright disheartening perception of what it means to get older. So this presentation is about discovering the beauty of different seasons of our life and how to embrace them. Because when we embrace where we are, we can enjoy more fulfillment, resilience, and experience joy in our lives at any age. So let's dive in. Imagine how freeing it would be to see our journey through life as more than just time slipping away in the pursuit of youth and the accumulation of possessions. My question for you is, can you see yourself in a world where beauty is your age and your experience? Where you have the energy and desire to enjoy and share what you have acquired along the way. While exploring this idea, I came across an ancient but new to me perspective on aging. A perspective that provided a sense of relief and a newfound hope that we can bring about a less doom and gloom mindset on aging. And for this way of thinking, we look to the ancient sciences of the East. Try this one on for size. It takes 50 years to grow up, but we are growing old. Huh? Well, our current aging culture is based largely on a linear timeline, right? When we are young, we can't wait to add a year to our life. Then, as we enter into midlife, our perspective changes, and with each passing year, we continue on a mission to stay young. Unfortunately, this pressure to turn back the clock is misguided and can present some challenges to our physical and emotional well-being. Again, let this sink in. It takes 50 years to grow up, but we are growing old. Why? Well, perhaps we're not taught to embrace the aspects of each season of life. Each season offers us different gifts and challenges tailored to allow us the opportunity to grow up. What do I mean by growing up? For me, growing up means that we become more centered, beautiful, and valuable to the world. So let's take a look at how the Taoist view of life's journey around the sun evolves. Our first season is spring, from 0 to 8 years. And spring is about birth, beginnings. It's the basics like crawling, walking, and talking. It is during this time that we begin to bud as our own person. Then from about 9 to 33 years old, we enter into what we call the early summer. And this season is about developing self. It can be a time of selfishness. Think about our teenage years. And it's during this time that we celebrate our bodies and fiercely pursue our dreams. If early summer is selfish, then late summer is where we begin to shift into selflessness, which is about 34 to 58 years of age. Our time and energy here is spent doing for others, our children, spouses, our bosses, and our communities. We are really reaping the benefits from the early summer's frantic acquisition of possessions and in the effort to provide for our family and our loved ones. Although we never stop providing for our communities and our loved ones, there's a subtle shift that occurs around 58. It is here where we enter into a new season, fall or autumn. And it's here that we begin to take inventory of all the things we've accumulated over the years. And we have the opportunity to boil them down to what really matters. During this season, we become the alchemist of our own change. We are a shining example of what lies ahead for those going through the early seasons. They can see how wisdom and perspective enrich our lives. We are finally grown up. So you see, it is what we do with the autumn years that prep us for the last season of life, the winter. These are the years of true wisdom, when we know what truly matters, and we must let go of the rest. Our mission at Best Years Group is to support and inspire well-being in the autumn season of life. So let's dive into what autumn represents. To embrace the offerings of autumn means finding strength in allowing the things that no longer serve us to fall away, just as the leaves fall from the trees in preparation for winter. According to traditional Eastern medicine, the element of fall is metal. Think about the characteristics of metal. It is a hard, strong, and precise element. It is the metal in the earth that gives it its inner structure and value. Metal, therefore, allows us to shine, to be brilliant, and to inspire. Metal also has a component of flexibility, as it can be remolded many times. However, when metal gets too strong, it becomes rigid. So what does it mean to remold your life? It starts by taking inventory. What's working? What's not? What do you still have a tight grip on that you could loosen? This tight grip is so easy to succumb to because of our modern age. We are living longer, and most of the late summer demands are still in our day-to-day living, like adult children, grandkids, aging parents, or work. These things can bring so much joy and purpose, but they can also strain your body, mind, and spirit. In psychology, even when you cannot change your external circumstances, you can still make subtle shifts in your perspective. There is room to set necessary boundaries with others, and when you do, you can begin to make changes that will affect the mind and body in an incredible way. Unfortunately, because of those lingering late summer habits, you may be unaware of unconscious resistance. And this is exactly what is causing us to grow old instead of growing up. Let's face it, the mind hates change and uncertainty. So the habit part of the brain likes to take over and protect us. And really, habits run our lives. We're often unaware that we're still acting as though we're running late for work. So we have to rush through the checkout line at the grocery store. We have to avoid the pleasure of rest to get the checklist complete. And the list, it goes on and on. These habits create stress. And my favorite definition of stress is resistance to what is. And this literally ages us. Versus acceptance. And we often think of this sentiment in modern culture as a giving in or a giving up. But what if we looked at the concept of acceptance differently? not as defeatism, but as a powerful tool to make room for joy and freedom in our lives. I challenge you to redefine acceptance as being with what is, which can provide space for growing up. Moving from one season of life to the next gracefully requires the willingness to do things differently and asking for help. The secret to success here is to find a team of support. So let us at Best Years Group support your journey. That's our sole mission, to give you the tools to move gracefully into the autumn season of your life. So join our health community by subscribing to our YouTube channel and visit our website at live-big.com to learn more about what it means to start living big. Bye now.